Yes, folks, sadly, you have read that correctly. It looks like the Yamaha R1 might be coming to the end of its life, with Yamaha UK confirming exclusively to Visordown today that they will not be pursuing any Euro 5 Plus versions of the model. But what does that actually mean for the Yamaha R1 going forwards? And is there a lifeline that could potentially be thrown to it? The move will mean that Yamaha will follow Suzuki into a 1000cc sports bike-less future, since Suzuki discontinued the GSXR 1000R at the end of 2022. This rumour first came about after we spotted some tweets on social media, which had come from a dealer conference in which Yamaha officials were told that the model would not be continuing post-2025. To find out whether or not this was true, we approached Yamaha UK for their official comment, and they gave us a quote which reads, "Yamaha Motor Group have taken the decision not to develop a Euro 5 Plus version of the R1 or R1M. Instead focusing on other mid-term business and product strategies that will provide future opportunities." Now, as shocking as this news is, it isn't a huge surprise to hear it, and what we could be seeing here is manufacturers moving away from premium, high value but low volume bikes, and instead investing in higher volume areas of the market. It's also not 100% clear when the Yamaha R1M and R1 will actually be discontinued, because nobody actually really knows when Euro 5 is being superseded by the next level of motorcycle emissions regulations, Euro 6. While cars are expected to have to adopt their new stricter Euro 7 rules by 2025, bikes will probably be left until the end of the decade before being expected to reach whatever motorcycle Euro 6 limits are settled upon. Basically, in a nutshell, Euro 6 isn't really the cut-off point. It's when Euro 5 stops being eligible, that will be the point that Yamaha no longer pursue an R1 or an R1M in Euro 5 Plus form. There you have it. Verdict. What do I think of these two bikes? £21,199 for the R1M, and the standard R1 is coming up at $16,799. Both bikes are a hell of a lot of machine for the money. If you want a Yamaha a sports bike in your garage and you want 1000cc and you do a lot of road riding and barely any track riding, this will be ideal. It will be a bit cheaper to insure, it's cheaper to buy, and you still won't be able to get to the limit of what this bike can do on the road, I don't think anyway. If you ride on the road and you do a lot of track days, that is the machine that you need to go out and buy, because it is just riding these two today back to back, it was just night and day the difference. Fair enough, this is on slicks, this is on road tyres, and that's got electronic suspension, but for the extra 4 or 5 grand on top of the price of the R1, if you're going to be track riding, that is the one to get. Now, there could be another lifeline for the R1, but it might not be the one that most riders will be looking for. In 2023, Yamaha discontinued the R6, its super sports bike, as a road-going machine, and instead it only sold it in racing trim, and therefore it was devoid of indicators, a number plate, and all the other homologation equipment needed to ride it on the road. Repeating this with the R1 would at least mean the model could live on, albeit as a track-only and racing machine. And this is because race bikes currently in the UK are not constrained by Euro emissions regulations. There is another element to this though, and it revolves around a shifting sports bike market. People aren't really buying litre sports bikes in the droves like they once were. And with lightweight and more affordable sub 1000cc bikes coming to the fore, the Iwata brand could be prepping its long-awaited Yamaha R9 for its big reveal. There is another string to this as well, and while the R1 might be getting discontinued, it could also look to revive the model as an R10. Now, this is a little bit out there, but if you stick with me, it could happen. What they might be doing is looking to align their top flight sports bike with the other models in the range, the R7 and the R9, which we presume is incoming. The R1 is at the start of the line. At the moment, it sits at the top of the range, and that also doesn't really fit. Could an R10, which remains as a 1000cc sports bike, take over from where the R1 left off? This is not new. I mean, Yamaha has already discontinued the R1 in India, although sales of litre sports bikes there are a drop in the ocean compared to small bike sales, and probably even smaller again than they are in the UK and Europe. That said, it is still sad news for fans of the Yamaha R1, and if you've never ridden one or you've never owned one, now might be a really good time to get down to your local dealer and see what they've got on offer. What do you think about the news of Yamaha discontinuing the Yamaha R1 and R1M? Please let us know in the comments below. And as always, if you've liked the video, please don't forget to hit like and subscribe so that you can stay up to date with all of Visordown's latest videos. And for all the latest news, reviews and motorcycle features, get yourself over to Visordown.com.